Welcome to part 7 of Assault on the Control Room on Legendary difficulty for NextGenWalkthroughs.com. I'm just finishing up the last part of the second bridge here. There's 2 elites left. And now the doors are opening, so as soon as you see some distortions at this point, there's a couple more invisible elites. Now normally you can take out an elite pretty easily with a needler, but this one was dancing around a lot. Now this next room is all jackals and grunts. Ricochet jackal. So I'll generally clear the jackals in the front, and then I'll go around the side and take out all the grunts. And they tend to pile up on the side here, like the area before. And then there's a whole bunch more in the back. This makes a good hold point right here. Now this next part can be kind of tricky. There's 4 invisible elites and one of them is a sword wielder who will rush you. So what I like to do is see if I can stick one. Got a foot there. Now when one of them with the sword charges you, you can just use your rocket. This section is a little easier if you have your pistol still, but I've already run out of bullets because I never went back to reload. Now I thought they were all gone, but there's one left. Now I left the invis back there so I could come back for it later. It makes the section after this a little easier. Now when I take my time and I go back and reload the pistol, I usually will take out these hunters with the pistol. Just for the fun of it. A little more challenge. So this is the last group before the next bridge, which is kind of a rock bridge. I just grenade all the jackals and then shoot the grunts. It makes this whole group really easy.
Resistance appears to be increasing. We must be close to the control center.
So once all the enemies are taken care of, I get everything reloaded and set for the next area, and then I go back and grab the invis, or the active camouflage. Now what this allows you to do is to head right out the next area, and you can walk right past all the initial enemies and melee one or two of them in the back, and then make it into a Banshee, which saves you not having to fight both of them off from the doorway, because that's the other way to do it, is to fight them both off from the doorway.
Analyzing. This must be the control room. Subtle. The entrance to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there and I should be able to get us inside.
Now what I do is I only melee an enemy before I melee that first elite if he can't see him, because if he can see me melee him, then he'll start to look around. So then I just swing around, melee him in the back. When I get closer to the Banshee, I throw one grenade directly over the very back of the Banshee, and generally I'll stick the other Banshee, and sometimes I'll stick the other elite. Sometimes you can't even take off after that. And then I'll throw another grenade just to keep the elite that's going to take this Banshee from getting into it. And then I can get it every time. You can even melee him at the last minute if you have to. And if you want to skip, I mean, you can go right from here right to the end and skip all the rest of it. This is my favorite way to do this part. I might do an alternative section because there's a few different ways to do it. So I take out everybody on the bridge, then there's two elites on the ground. And you want to take out all the forces on the ground so that when you come out afterwards, they're not here. And it'll make it a lot easier. So I do kind of a figure eight with this tank, and that keeps them from hitting me most of the time. I kind of go around these two trees. It seems to confuse the tank a little bit, and if he does fire, it often hits the trees. Now you've got two hunters and a bunch of grunts coming out. So you can often get one of the hunters, and then you want to get out of there quick so the other one doesn't get a chance to shoot you. It's best to take off straight up. And that's the end of part 7.